Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, March 1st, 2021. The first couple months of this year went by pretty fast, I gotta say. So, this week is interesting because there wasn't a whole lot of progress overall in numbers, but a huge milestone was reached this week. As you can already see, 20,000 trophies achieved. I will get more into what my 20,000 trophy is in a minute. But yeah, guys, I reached 20,000. I finally got there. I mean, I've been holding off on it a little bit because I've been trying to get, a decent game to do for 20,000. I wouldn't have minded getting, a really hard trophy or a good platinum. There was one point I thought about trying to do Far Cry 2 platinum as both my 5,000 trophy, or fit as both my 500th platinum and 20,000 trophy, but that kind of fell through because I've been so focused on cleaning up old games recently, and that's had to be the priority, finish these old games off because some of them ain't going to stay online that much longer possibly, especially with the PS5. Although, then again, all the games I have left that have online are PS4, and there's only about 6 left, so that's not too bad. So anyway, this week, aside from hitting 20,000 total trophies, I earned trophies in 2 different games. So this will have covered the week of February 22nd through the 28th of 2021. So I know I earned a couple of trophies in this game this week. So let's see. I earned this one for purchasing all the hints in the game. That's very easy. There's not too many of them and they're not very expensive. Then I also would have earned... What are the other ones that I might have gotten in this past week? This is a story-related trophy for finishing a few of the later story missions. So it looks like I still have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 levels left. So not a whole lot of missions left, but then I got all the free play stuff to go back and do. So earned a couple of trophies in this game. Not much more progress there, but it'll be done eventually. Like, I'll probably end up playing it like an hour a day consistently just to work through everything. I don't think it'll take terribly long, like maybe another 10 hours worth of playing, and I'll probably be done. Maybe I'll just really rush and knock it out next weekend. We'll have to see. But the main game I worked on this week was Destiny, and I don't think I got any... No, I didn't get any base game trophies, but my goal was to have my 20,000th trophy be unlocking the raid and the raid... Well, really just the raid trophy as my 20,000th, because that would have been a solid one. But that plan kind of fell through because me and Ghost found a group to play the raid with, but they were really under-leveled and really didn't have any clue what they were doing. Now, I'm not saying we had any clue what we were doing, because I certainly didn't, but we were like the highest light levels in it, and they didn't really know what to do for the boss fight or anything, which was annoying. Either that or trying to do Flawless Raider, but that didn't work out because the time that the guy was going to run it wasn't really convenient for me, so haven't been able to do that yet. But you are going to get this trophy for beating a raid on a hard difficulty. You're going to get that during the DLCs, which is nice. And then this one, you just got to find a clan to have the full fire team from to do this one, unfortunately. And then there's also one like that for strikes, which is not really... That's a lot easier, obviously. Strikes are short. The 50 Dead Ghosts is going to be my last trophy in this game, just because I can save it for last confidently. Fully upgrading subclasses is just going to take some time. I'm working on my other 2 classes. My Hunter is a level 40, I believe. No, wait, I think my Warlock is a level 40 and my Hunter's a level 38, but they both got a fair number of upgrades done, so I can just farm away at that for a while. It's not too worrying. Didn't make any progress in this one, didn't think so. So this trophy is fairly easy. This one is for like the Warlock quest line during this DLC, just like these 2 are for the Void and or just for the other 2 classes. But then these 3 quests are a lot harder because they're like multi-part quests, I believe, and a lot more time consuming, and one of them I think has to be done in the raid, which of course this raid is known to be pretty tricky. Definitely one of the tougher ones. And then there's, of course, Rise of Iron, where I earned all my Destiny trophy progress this week. I completed the storyline for it, which was pretty quick and easy. It's not a long one at all. It doesn't take that much time or effort to do. The Iron Lord artifacts, this is the long trophy for this DLC. It's going to take you 8 weeks maximum to get. Or actually, it might even take longer than that, depending on which items you get. But you have to complete like a weekly quest from the Iron Banner DLC. It's from the from that location in the Plague Lands, the hub space, whatever you want to call it, the Iron Temple. I can't think of what it's called. But you're going to have to go there, and you're going to have to activate the quest. And it basically just requires you to complete activities in the Plague Lands. It's just like the stuff I was doing in Destiny 2 to get everything in the Dreaming City. So it's basically the same thing, but very grindy. And then you go trade your reward for it for one of 3 artifacts. And there's 8 total artifacts, but you can do this once per week with every character. So theoretically, you could do this in 3 weeks if you were really rushing at it, but I'm not rushing too much at it. So this one is the Rise of Iron theme, but there's always people boosting that, so I can probably knock that one out pretty easily. This one I'm currently working on. It's for the Supremacy game mode. I think I've done either 5 or 6 rounds of it. It's just really, really hard to find a lobby for this particular game mode. And it is a bit of a grind getting, 50 kills and 25 denies just because most of the people playing are just, tryhards and people that have really, really good gear. So it is taking a while to grind out, but I'm probably halfway through it. So hopefully by the end of this week, I'll have this one done. Although then again, the game modes rotate, so you never know. It might not be for a couple more weeks. Then I completed these 2 quests. The encounter in the Arkhan's Forge is actually pretty easy. It can be any level of activity. And this was my 20,000th trophy for completing this side quest at the end of the DLC. It's a 2-step side quest. You just have to complete a certain mission that appears in the Plague Lands, and then you have to complete a specific strike. Which, the final battle of the strike is a little bit trickier. I did it with one other person. We weren't communicating or anything, but I still did it, so that was kind of nice. That was a good 20,000 trophy, a decent one. And then, of course, the Wrath of the Machine raid. I don't know how hard this one is in comparison to King's Fall. I know it's harder than Crota, obviously, because everything's going to be harder than Crota. But we're making progress on the game. I mean, we're looking at, I don't know what my overall percentage would be, but, well over halfway through the base game, and then nearly halfway through the other 2 DLCs, even though I know that that's not really indicative of the amount of time I'm going to be spending on this. But yeah, that's really about it for this week in terms of actual trophy numbers. But, I mean, hitting 20,000, that was just a massive milestone for me. I mean, that's taken a long time to get to. But we are now at level 715, 26%, 20,000 total trophies, 488 platinums, 2,826 golds, 5,342 silvers, 11,344 bronzes. So, upcoming plans. Well, now that we've hit 20,000, I can confidently start pushing forward on Far Cry 2, so I expect to begin that this week. Because that's a good 40-hour-long campaign, that's a full work week right there. So I'm going to be working on that starting probably this week, and I expect to get at least a few easy platinums in the near future, just knocking out a bunch of them left and right to try to speed everything up a little bit, to get to 500 a little bit faster, and to make sure that I get some platinums, because it's been a while, and I can just start boosting the numbers a little bit. A lot of it won't be necessarily that good of games. I mean, I got plenty of lower quality games to play right now that I've purchased on recent sales and previous sales. I've got a few more stacks to do, but for the most part there aren't too many more stacks that I'll be doing, at least not modern games that are coming out. And you're also going to see down there Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 with the premium was on sale with the premium for $10, so the game and all the DLCs for $10. So I decided to go ahead and, decide to do it, pretty much. I think that me and Ghost are going to be playing some of that at some point in the future once he gets done with a couple other games, once I get done with some games. So I think we're going to be working on that one together, and I think you need 4 people to do everything in this game, which isn't too bad. I mean, 4 people isn't really bad at all. So that'll be one for the future. Battlefield 5 I don't own yet, but I might still do. I mean, if I can get through Battlefield 4, I will definitely do Battlefield 5 as long as it's still obtainable. So we'll have to see about that. The Fallout streams are going well. They've been a lot of fun so far, though we're probably quite a ways away from being done. I'd expect probably another 10 streams at this point, because I'm only getting around, 3 hours of progress per night where we're streaming it. And then I'm also going to be playing and hopefully streaming a lower quality children's title this week. I hope maybe you guys can make the guess. You know what? Let's do something here. If any of you can guess what the game is, Ghost, you're excluded because I've already told you. But if anyone else can guess what the game is, put it in the comments, and the first person to get it right will get a shout out on the next trophy episode like this. Or just, the next trophy list update. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm a little bit discombobulated. I'm tired, even though it's not really that late. So that is the plans for this upcoming week. And then just as plans for the future, as for all the games to work on, I also did finish the Super Mario Party stuff. Me and Blair finished that up, as well as Overcooked 2, so I'm done playing both of those games and worrying about those. And then Fallout 76 is done with its events for Fosnock Day, and until another big DLC comes out, which I'm not sure it will, though I still think we might see one for the Enclave, or maybe one for the Responders or something. You never really know. But if we do see another one in the future, I will play it, but for now, it's not anything to worry about. So the current plans are still for March: The Division, Destiny 1, Lego The Hobbit on Vita, and Far Cry 2. So I don't think I'm going to get all 4 of them done this month, but if anyone is willing to help out and carry me in The Division, I would be greatly appreciative of you for that. Because that's the one that I'm a little more worried about, just because it's such a forgotten game that's really not played by anyone anymore. Destiny 1 still has a fairly good-sized player base. Then in April, provided I get all those done, I will return to Resident Evil 7 and Uncharted 4. So just work on those sort of together. Uncharted 4, when I have people to work on it with. If not, I have Resident Evil 7. Which I'm only missing like 5 trophies in. I've done the 2 good DLCs. I still got to suffer through the 2 banned footages, parts of them. Then, provided that's all done by the end of April, which again I kind of doubt, May we will return to Black Ops 3 to get the Platinum and all of the DLC. I am slightly excited for that because I do kind of enjoy Black Ops 3 Zombies, and I know that that one's fairly easy to get carried through, I think, compared to World War II. For the zombie stuff, that is. I'm not entirely sure about the single player, so I'm going to need a group for that when we get around to it for that realistic difficulty, but that's a ways down the line. Also, speaking of Call of Duty, supposedly Call of Duty Cold War has gotten a lot easier recently with the return to whatever her name is trophy, the one for beating Dead Ops. Supposedly that has gotten a whole lot easier recently. They now allow you to not only start off from the beginning of the last area you got to, so you can sort of brute force trial and error your way through, but you also apparently get to choose your fate, which, whatever that means, apparently people say that makes it easier. Then, in June, we would go back to GTA 5, should all this other stuff be done, and I'll at least get everything short of the Elite and Criminal Mastermind challenges for the Doomsday Heist, and depending on my mood at that point in time, maybe we will go for those 2 trophies. I don't know if I will, because that's going to be absolutely horrible, and take a very long time, and all that good stuff, but you never know. I honestly would not put it past Rockstar to maybe put in a feature that would allow you to buy, some kind of major advantage for that, or even just outright buy the trophies because it's Rockstar and it's GTA. But hopefully, I really don't want that to be a thing. Though it would be helpful for that particular set of trophies. It would just piss off a lot of people. Now, with GTA 5, though, with that game, there's the $1 million that you get at the start of every month. That is going to be around again in March, so make sure in March to log into the game to get your free $1 million. And then, for the rest of the year, provided I can get all those done, we can go back to the last few games that have trophies I can still get: Call of Duty Classic, Outer Worlds, Borderlands 3, Shadow of the Colossus, a little bit more in Uncharted 3, and someday The Division 2. So, and of course Battlefield 4, so I don't know exactly what days some of those games are going to get thrown in, but I think Division 2 is done giving out DLC, so I don't think I'd have to worry about anything new with that, and I actually do own the Season Pass because I bought the game for $3 at one point. And then that's really about it at the moment, guys. I'm trying to think if there's any... Oh, yes, one more thing. Borderlands 3 has supposedly leaked the final DLC. Well, I say final, but I thought the 4th one was going to be the final one. But whatever the 6th DLC is, this Director's Cut mode, or whatever it's called, or Designer's Cut, whichever one it is, has supposedly been leaked to have 3 trophies in it. One of which looked like it could be a bit grindy. One looks like a sort of typical story-type trophy. And apparently there's going to be a raid boss, so they are making a return to raid bosses, something that I'm kind of surprised has been so absent ever since, pretty much the base game of pre-sequel. So, yeah, that's what I've heard about that. So there's still that DLC to go. Hopefully there's no more. They better not, because they've been price gouging the crap out of it. And then Outer Worlds, of course, gets another DLC sometime this year. But that's all I know of for future DLCs for all these games. So that is going to be it for this update, guys. I did manage to drag this one out for 15 minutes. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, favorite, share, comment, and let me know what you've been working on. Subscribe and ring the bell if you have not already. Congrats on 20,000 trophies. I mean, I can only congratulate myself on that, but thank you guys for sticking around all this time to watch that progress from that very first Platinum trophy back in Fallout 3 up to where we are now. I mean, 20,000, it's a lot. I mean, yeah, you can get 20,000 much more quickly now than you used to, but it's still a lot of trophies and a big milestone. So thank you guys for sticking with me all these years to reach that number. Thanks to any of you guys that have helped me out in the past on games for co-op stuff or boosting or whatever. And I will see you later this week for more content.